Hello, everyone. This is Ian Schreier, Assistant Athletic Director for Sports Information at Adelphi University and a member of the COSIDA Academic All-America New Media Committee, and it is my esteemed pleasure to be joined by the 2022 COSIDA Academic All-America Division III Team Member of the Year in the sport of baseball, a senior infielder from SUNY Oswego, Ryan Enos. Ryan, the last 2 years, first off, thank you so much for taking some time here with us. The last 2 years, you've had the honor of being named a first-team academic All-American to rise to the occasion of being not just a great athlete on the field, but to also excel in the classroom. Now to have the opportunity of all Division III baseball players in the country to be named the Academic All-American of the Year, what does that honor mean to you?
It means a lot. I've always taken a lot of pride in my schoolwork. All throughout my whole academic career, even in high school and all that. And it's nice to be recognized for doing stuff off the field as well as on the field, because most people look at the stats and performance, but there's always another element to being a student athlete, and that's just the schoolwork part of it.
What was it? I'm actually going to kind of jump over to another question because I thought that was such a great answer for you. Like, where did the not even just the passion, obviously baseball is another thing, but the piece on, what has always made you feel that at your academics and athletics, it's always been so great to find that balance between both?
I've just always, my whole life, I've been just taking a lot of pride in it. I always want to do everything to the best of my ability and work as hard as I can at everything. So just schoolwork's another part of that, and it's something we really talk about at Oswego. Coach Landers always talks about student athlete, and you kind of treat it like your job. Two parts of it: going to class every day, getting your work done, and then making sure all that's squared away before you can really excel at your sport. You got to have everything taken care of. You can't be worried about classwork and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Now, Ryan, you originally hail from Oriskany, New York, which is in the central New York area, located not so far outside Utica and Syracuse.
Yep.
I say Utica because obviously right now you're playing summer ball for the Utica Blue Sox. Let's start kind of from the beginning. When did your, was it in T-ball? When did your appreciation for the sport of baseball really begin?
Ever since I can remember, I've always loved playing baseball. I love playing every sport. Growing up, I played all three sports for every season. I played football, basketball, baseball, and I just always had a passion for playing and competing. And Oriskany is a really small town and a small school, so just you play all three sports. It's pretty much the same group of kids all the way through. So you're just playing with your friends every day, and then when football ends, you play basketball, and basketball ends, you play baseball. It's just the same group of kids. So it's just really built those relationships up with my friends. And it was always just a great time, and I always had a lot of passion for it.
So the fact that you were a three-sport athlete, what drove baseball to the top over the other two?
I think baseball, I think it's my best sport, but I've always had I love coming to the park every day and just working at it. Basketball's like that too, but football, you only play one game a week. Basketball's only a couple. And then just baseball, you play every day. I just like to grind, and I like coming every day, showing up, things, getting better. And then obviously I've been pretty good, and that's my best sport that I've continued with into college.
Nothing like trying to jam when you play up in central New York where the weather sometimes isn't so optimal.
Yeah.
The opportunity to try to jam 50 games into 3 months and you're playing every day, there's nothing like it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You kind of touched a little bit on just some of your favorite aspects of what you love about the sport. So what made you decide ultimately that in the past 5 years that Oswego and Division III was just the right fit for you?
Coming out of high school, I was pretty small, not as physical as I am now. So Coach Landers really gave me a great opportunity to come in and win a spot from day one, and I took advantage of that and worked really hard. And it's just been a good fit. I love Coach Landers. I love Oswego and all my teammates, and just been a really good fit and working hard every day. I just really am appreciative of the opportunities that I was given. I feel like I took advantage of them.
Well, you've certainly had great success, you and your team, in your tenure, I should say, with the Lakers, and you finished 33-13 this past year. You reached the Super Regional, come up only 2 wins short of going to the national championships. What made this? Obviously you've sustained a lot of success, Ryan, in your time at Oswego, even with the adversity that you faced with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What made this year so successful for you and your team? What was really the buy-in attitude that everybody brought in and said, we're going to have this type of season and the season that it became?
Yeah, I feel like we were a really old team this year. Everyone, pretty much the whole starting lineup was either a senior or grad student. So we've been playing together for 3 or 4 years, most of us, and we built that chemistry and just, we kind of knew this was the last run, our last shot at it. So we took that and just ran with it the whole year, just knowing this is it. I got to give everything we got and just really working hard to achieve our goals. We came up a little bit short, but can't ask for anything else. We had a great opportunity, and we played well for 45 games more than we did.
Anything you feel that you didn't leave on the field at the end of the year?
No, I mean, Marietta was good. They beat us. Maybe on a different day we would have beat them, but nothing you can do about it.
Now for you, Ryan, just an outstanding year. You've set career highs in almost every offensive category. You also will depart Oswego as a career record holder in several different categories. So what in 2022, but really as you look back on your 5 years at Oswego, what has been the keys to your success on the field?
I would just say I always just went up trying to do my job. I mean, whatever the team needed, the main goal is to win. So we went into every game expecting to win and just doing whatever we had to do. I think a lot of that goes for our preparation. I think we worked harder and practiced harder than most other teams, and it was always very competitive. Coach Landers does a great job of making the practice environment competitive all the way up through winter, as you talked about. Tough to get out on the field, so we'd always be in the field house. But we were always prepared. Come the first weekend, we'd always have to travel down south, but we were always prepared and ready to go.
I'm sure there's nothing like being up on the lake and getting 2 feet drop of snow on you in March. It's got to be an experience. Ryan, you possess or you graduate from Oswego with a dual degree in wellness management and business administration with a 4.0 GPA. Again, we're kind of just jumping on the fact that how important you've always felt that your academics have been in addition to your athletics. So you spoke a little bit about, prioritizing, but what have been the key, for those that are watching this video, and to kind of pass a little bit of advice yourself, what have you found have been the biggest keys to time management, to just balancing those responsibilities?
I just say get on a schedule every day. Like, I think the biggest thing is getting into routine and having a plan for every day. So I always was pretty meticulous about my schedule. I always have things that I felt like I needed to do, and I'd get them done before I did anything else. So just keeping a schedule every day and sticking to it.
And who do you ultimately credit for just instilling, obviously maybe your parents, generating those values for you, just instilling those values for you in terms of having to work hard and doing what you needed to do to be successful, both on the field and in the academic arena too? Yeah,
I'd say my parents. They really instilled that early. Just everything you do it to your best ability and as hard as you can. And what happens, happens. And if you work hard enough, it'll come through the right way.
As you get ready to round out your career, or I should say, as you've rounded out your career now, Ryan, at Oswego, and obviously wish you the best of luck this summer with the Utica Blue Sox. What will you remember most looking back on your time there at Oswego?
I'd say just remember all the relationships and all the good times I've had with my friends. It's always great to play well and win and do well in the classroom, but just being every day with your friends and having fun and just really remembering the memories and taking advantage of the time you had. So I'm going to remember that the most.
Any memory in particular that just kind of stands out to you? I mean, whether it's personal or on the field, that really sticks out in your mind from the past 5 years?
I just like riding the bus every day. I mean, I love being on the bus with my teammates. I mean, I think the longer the better. Some people don't like the bus, but I've always loved riding on the bus with my teammates and just telling stories and having fun. So those are what I'm going to remember and probably miss the most, is just being with all the guys for 8 hours to Salisbury and 24 hours to Florida. I mean, I really love those. Those are my favorite.
Well, Ryan, congratulations again on this prestigious honor. We can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down for a few minutes and talk with us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.